Sonic's channel.
Hey fans, Mykle the Human here, and today we have Johnny Ortiz with us.
Greetings, ladies and gentlemen. I'm in another Sonic video. It's never ending with this guy.
Yeah, now we're doing part 3, which is Sky Sanctuary. What are your thoughts on this game?
This is one of my favorite levels in Generations. Like, to me, in terms of it, the definitive proof that the Sonic team of today are finally getting it right in terms of 3D platforming and multiple pathways, it's this level. Because not only is the 2D level so much fun, you know, in comparison with the original back in Sonic 3 and Knuckles, the 3D level is just, there's just so much to do with the level itself. Like to this day, I'm still discovering new paths to take and neat little nuances that just makes the stage feel fresh every time I play it again and again. Yeah.
Yeah, they did a really good job on this one. I really liked the 2D gameplay. I still think the level design in the original, like Sonic 3 and stuff like that, I like all the different secrets that they put on there, but the level design on this one's pretty good too.
Yeah.
I just missed those like invisible, those hidden walls that you can go inside and then get like the hidden ring. I missed that kind of exploration, but this one has some pretty good exploration as well.
Yeah, this one has some pretty good exploration. Just in the sense of, you know, finding hidden goodies and like invincibility boxes, ring boxes, extra lives, and all that. Yeah. Admittedly, the only thing I really wish they did incorporate was Mecha Sonic, even though the game in itself already has Metal Sonic. I would have liked to see at least one cameo from Mecha Sonic. I wouldn't care if it was like reusing the Sonic 1 boss or the Sonic 2 Metropolis Zone boss, just to come in and like wreak havoc on the stage itself and like maybe like a chase sequence or two there. I would have liked to see that, but overall it's not really a big deal. Just something I think that would have been nice.
Yeah, along with Knuckles, that would have been nice if they had classic Knuckles at the beginning of this stage, helping Sonic out.
That was a pretty big missed opportunity on their part in terms of bringing other. I really don't understand why they only chose Tails to get a classic counterpart, and further down. Well, we already know what I'm talking about here, but I'll save a spoiler warning. Yeah, because you know, well, we're already well aware of the Metal Sonic boss fight, and though Amy is in herself is near chemical plant, which kind of gives off Stardust Speedway Bad Future vibes, they never really did. They never made a classic model for Amy as well, which I think would have made more sense. Yeah, you really don't need to incorporate her into the story of any sort. Just to have the avatar there, I think would have been really nice. But it's only Sonic and Tails that get the classic counterparts, and I don't understand why they did that.
Yeah. No, it would have been funny if they like made up a classic Shadow and a classic Silver.
Well, like I said before, plenty of times in other commentaries and discussions about this game, if we're going to have a classic Shadow, he still needs to be in his stasis tube in the Ark, and where we can actually control the stasis tube in itself.
Oh wow!
And wow, you just barely missed the spring there.
Wow.
That happens to me a few times, because if you don't hit this, well, it's two things. If you don't hit the speed booster in the dead center, you're not gonna make it, and if you're not holding right the entire time, you're not gonna make it.
Yeah, I was thinking it was a glitch or something, because that was just random.
Yeah, there actually are physics in this part. It's not completely automated. You do need to hold right in order to get to this section unscathed. And there you go.
Alrighty. Hey, wait a minute. They have like parrots on here instead of flickies.
Yeah. Well.
You know those parts. You know those parts where you would go inside the tower and then the birds would come out. On this one, they have parrots. And on the original, they had like flickies and.
Technology has advanced far, my friend. We no longer need to relegate ourselves to cartoon animals. We can now start putting in macaws and whatever the other species of macaw is. I should know this. I used to work in a zoo, and it's slipping my mind.
Yeah, I actually made a macaw character in this cartoon I'm working on. Still Still in development.
Is he a loudmouth?
Still haven't done much with it, but eventually I'm going to come out with a cartoon. But I have a macaw character.
You should make him a loudmouth, because macaws are loud.
I plan to make him one of those characters that just talk way too much.
Oh, okay. Well,
it's a world of animals that talk, so if it's a bird, which is an animal that can already talk, then I just want to exaggerate that.
Okay, now we're entering Modern Sky Sanctuary. This is, without a doubt, one of the best 3D levels in the game.
Yeah.
This is really. I remember I first saw this level in like one of the previous videos, the one with Aaron Weber showcasing the game off on a radio station, and I just, wow, this looked amazing. I can't believe they're finally getting it right.
Yeah.
Like, to me, I can't stress enough, like, if they just get the control just a bit right, because to me, though I love the sense of speed with the Unleashed style gameplay style with Sonic, his control when you're not moving very fast in 3D platforming areas is still a bit too stiff. It doesn't quite match how he controlled in Adventure and Adventure 2 especially.
I think they could have made it so he controls the way he does right here only if he's going a certain speed. But if you're going kind of slow, then he should move more like he does in the adventure games, just to give yourself more freedom to move wherever you want.
And flexibility.
Yeah.
You know, because to me it didn't get any better than Adventure's control. Adventure 2 is pretty much the same thing, only, you know, the level design was a bit more narrow.
I love that part right there.
Yeah, especially though when you get on the rail. The problem is that they realize that they have to be they're designing more levels with 3D platforming in mind. So there's going to be more times where they expect you to do tricky jumps, but you got to understand that the control as it is right now is still a bit too stiff. Mm-hmm. I don't think it's as bad as Unleashed was, because Unleashed was pretty stiff in terms of. Yeah. And I think one of the best examples I can think of is the spinning wheel platforming in Chunnan.
That was terrible.
I
always hated that part because of that.
If you want a good example of how Unleashed style gameplay does not work in 3D platforming, it's that section right there. Now this game doesn't feel as bad. It's still a bit too stiff. If they just bring back the adventure controls for 3D platforming, I think we got a clear-cut winner in our hands. Because to me, in this game, this is the best level design ever in 3D Sonic. It just does not get any better than this.
Yeah, I also like Speed Highway in this one.
Speed Highway is good for.
Oh wow!
Oh, don't worry.
I pushed the top button too early.
That happens to me all the time. Because I think at this point, when you're in this point of the road, the game switches you to quick step mode.
Yeah.
But they switch you to quick step mode a bit too early. So if you start hitting the left and right bumpers, or in your case L1 and R1, well, Sonic will be sent skyrocketing left and right.
And I can't seem to get on this stupid cloud.
No, the clouds are a bit fidgety with modern Sonic. Yeah, they're a little more lenient with classic Sonic. If you were classic Sonic, you would have been up there by now. Well, if you're Sonic 3 and Knuckles, you would have been up there by now anyway. I'm actually surprised they didn't incorporate more of that gimmick right there, where the Egg Robo is racing to the switch that you need to beat him to in order to get to another pathway. That's the only time they do something like that in this stage. I thought they should have done a little bit more of that, just for, you know, more goodies and stuff like that.
Yeah, I thought that part was pretty interesting. I really like the way they did those warp thingies.
Yeah.
I do kind of like the old sound effects, how we do that do little thing.
Yeah, I was actually doing that to with myself as well.
But visually, it looks really good.
Yes, this is one of the best looking levels in the game. Well, next to Seaside Hill, anyway, I think. Seaside Hill, though, to me, modern Seaside Hill is just, that's perfect in terms of a classic visual style and HD platforming.
Mm-hmm. Loading. Sonic walking in place, nowhere.
Yeah, there were times where the load times were a bit extraneous. It's still nowhere near as bad as Sonic the Hedgehog 2006.
Yeah.
And I thank God.
It's nowhere near as bad as Sonic 06. Yeah, I actually tried to play Sonic 06 one time. I couldn't even bring myself to find where I was supposed to go. I just ended up getting bored. I hated the engine. I hated the way Sonic moved. It was just terrible. I was just in the hub world, and then I just ended up stopping because it was just too painful to play.
Well, at this point, I don't even think it's worth it. I mean, the game has been beaten to death with the amount of negativity it spawned. You know, the backlash. It's just, at this point, there are just so many other games to play besides 06. Yeah, if you want to see the game that nearly killed the franchise, go right ahead. But no, there's just so many better options out there. Don't bother wasting your time unless you're doing a Let's Play of it, like I'm doing.
Yeah, pretty much.
But I'm doing that for you guys.
Alrighty then, thank you very much for joining us. That's about it for part 3 of the Sonic Generations playthrough. Johnny, is there anything else you would like to say?
Well, once again, I'd like to thank you for inviting me for another commentary session. And like last time, if you guys are interested in any of the stuff that I do video game channels. You can go to my channel at youtube.com/SomeCallMeJohnny. And I'm currently working on this animation at the moment that I'm working very, very, very hard on, and I'm going to get it done soon. And I'm hoping you guys really enjoy it, because after that, I'm going right into video game reviewing once again. Pokemon, Zelda, Metroid, oh my, there's so many things to do, and well, I just hope you guys look forward to it.
Alright, thank you very much for joining us. This is Mykle the Human. See you guys next time.